Okay, so going into our second replay, we have CJ once again to the east end of the map in the red against Mozzarella Sticks to the west in green. What do you think of this map then, Captain?
All right, I'm seeing a giant open space in the north, which I don't think will be used at all because most of the action here is going to take place in this middle base, which is on the third tier high ground. So it's about 2 levels above. Well, both players have to kind of dip down a little bit. Kind of looks like a Dota map, you know? You got the home base, and then you dip down a little bit, and then you jump up in the middle.
I see what you mean, yeah.
Or reverse Dota. Yeah. But
yeah, we'll see how this map goes out, because that windmill is pretty much the closest expansion to CJ, but it's also almost like in the direct center of the map, so I think a lot of the fighting is going to happen there, and I think CJ's just going to have to stake a claim on that fairly early.
yeah,
If
whoever
this game decides to go on long enough.
if whoever jumps on that base is going to have a big advantage. That southern base too is a great opportunity for sneaky bases because neither player can see that without walking all the way over to it.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Whoever jumps on that, Mozzarella does have a nice 3 safe bases around him, and CJ's going to have to jump on that. He's a little bit closer to his base, so we'll see. You're going to throw in that commander visibility so you can see where the players are scouting.
Both players going very standard build. I think this was either... Yeah, it was 7 farm into double warrens, and they're both building the same warrens, but now Mozzarella started building a toad warren, it looks like. Interesting.
Yeah, Toads got a damage buff not too long ago. So they now do 12 damage, I believe it is, which is not quite enough to take down a full health squirrel, but it drops them below half. So they melt through squirrels again.
It takes out one of the full health squirrels.
It takes out one,
yeah.
But then they already have effect around them, which is why the main reason that you use Toads.
And CJ is going to go straight up to some falcons. And Mozzarella couldn't scout that because of all those squirrels doing such a large amount of damage. So that's interesting. Mozzarella has no idea that this tier 2 is coming. It's not exactly an early tier 2, but it's earlier than Mozzarella's tier 2, so it's still something to be aware of.
Yeah, for those of you wondering, when your commander dies, it comes back alive in about 7 seconds. So the only thing you lose is a loss of control of your army, which can be a huge deal. Of course, enemy units prioritize your own units before they prioritize your commander, so you don't have to worry about your commander dying in the middle of the battle most of the time. But it does mean some lost scouting time.
CJ does spot that falcon, so he knows what's coming. He knows there's going to be another falcon, shortly. And he built his windmill just a little bit before Insanitarium, but Insanitarium, or CJ, has that claim on the middle of the map now. And it's going to be a tall order to try and force Mozzarella out of there, especially as he has decided to build some sniper balloons Mozzarella has in his own base, so he's not going to be that aggressive.
Yeah, notice CJ has claimed that high ground. So he does have an advantage of claiming that base. He's claimed that base a little bit further south. There we go. Built 3 farms on it. So he does have a great... He's kind of taken that high ground in the middle there. It's going to be very advantageous. And he's got those falcons too. So he can see all around, no matter where his units are, because of that high ground vision that those falcons give.
He's also building skunks, which should be pretty good against the enemy squirrel toad composition.
Yeah, Mozzarella does not have pigeons. That'd be the best way to counter skunks, apart from falcons, which he does have, or he's starting to build right now. But those skunks were reworked a little bit. They fire a little bit faster, and the skunk gas spreads a little bit faster as well. That was a couple patches ago. So I'm interested to see, with the reduced squirrel health from the last patch, if skunks cut through an army of tier 1s like I think they should.
Yeah. Those pigeons definitely do help out a lot, though, because now they heal 2 per second, if I'm correct.
Mm-hmm.
And they stack.
Yep.
So if you have more pigeons than the enemy has skunk gas, then in theory you should be able to survive the fight. In theory.
All
So
right.
Mozzarella built another expansion just a bit forward. He hasn't fully farmed out his southern expansion. He's probably just doing it for some zone control. Getting control of that area is fairly important. And he's going to fill out those farms, as CJ has also done.
Alright, another sniper balloon going up just in time. And CJ does decide to buy that mill on the high ground, so he's got that power position now. His units are on the high ground too. Mozzarella Sticks is going to start poking over here with the Falcons, but knock knock, who's there? CJ's army. Just barely one Falcon going down. Second one to half health.
He lost a few squirrels, but that's not too big of a deal. That's good trade.
Ooh, and the Falcon almost goes down, but look how quickly it's healed by 6 pigeons. You got 4x healing all in a row.
Yeah, CJ's using 6 pigeons. That's unheard of in other patches. And here we go, here's a massive clash right in the center of the map here.
Alright, toads go down. That skunk ass is starting to do some damage here. The squirrels from CJ taking down the rest of Mozzarella's. And it looks like CJ has come ahead in that fight there.
Yeah, but Mozzarella with his reinforcements are pressing the advantage right now. But it's just not going to be enough. Those pigeons did a great job of keeping that skunk alive. Did you see that? That skunk would have died for sure if there wasn't so many stacks on that skunk. These pigeons are very strong.
Yeah, where does CJ go from here, though? Because he is facing 2 sniper balloons, which means that any tier 2s that get out in front, like the skunks, are going to be taken down immediately with no chance for those pigeons to heal. So where does CJ go from here? He's got that base on the high ground.
He can just keep pushing fights like this, I think. Look, let's look at the graphs. He has massive army value over Mozzarella. So as long as he doesn't fight underneath the enemy defenses, which is why he has more army value, then I think he's going to be winning these fights. And Mozzarella can try and push in as much as he wants. It's not really going to work out. He's not exactly out-farming CJ. He's got less farms than CJ. So playing this defensive style isn't really going to plan here. You'd need some sort of big push to make this work. Some sort of tier 3, I think. If he had a tier 3 in this build, that would work fairly well. Instead, he's just going for ferrets right now, which is a fairly good option. It's going to force CJ to attack him if he wants to take out those ferrets.
Alright, and this sniper balloon down here has triggered Insanitarium's attack. Here we go. Lots of squirrels inside of Insanitarium, plus that skunk, which has gone down now. Able to take out...
He won that decisively.
Yeah, all the army starts to take out Sniper Balloon. Sniper Balloon does go down, and now an expansion of Mozzarella Sticks is in danger. It's down at half health now. Last Falcon goes down, so it's just squirrels now. There it goes.
Okay, he takes out that expansion and can just pull back and just regroup a little bit. And this puts Mozzarella at a massive disadvantage. He doesn't have that position anymore. He doesn't have those 2 farms. So he's now at 8 farms to CJ's 11. And CJ has that base to the south, which he's going to build even more farms on.
So CJ definitely in a commanding lead in this map. Even looking at that graph there, you can see both players lost a lot of units, but CJ stayed on top. Here goes again. Giant ball of squirrels. The pigeons out in front, trying to heal the commander. They are still alive, though. 1 Falcon to back up, but that toad hit was massive, taking down half the damage. Look at how much those pigeons do, though.
Yeah. These small amounts of units can't even finish off enemies thanks to these pigeons. Very strong out from these pigeons here. And Mozzarella desperately selling Warrens to try and get farms back. It looks like he's building another windmill. He needs to farm a little bit more, otherwise he's not going to be able to stay in this game. But in the same, at the same time, he needs army, otherwise CJ is just going to be able to push through. So downward spiral here for Mozzarella.
Yeah, I don't know how much those ferrets are going to help, because ferrets do better when you have time to poke. He does have those sniper balloons. Ooh, does CJ see that the units are gone now?
Really risky.
Oh no! There goes the army. Mozzarella Sticks up to the north. Are they going to base raid here?
Base race? What's with all these base races? So here we go. He's base racing.
Insanitarium taking down that first grist mill, but here comes Mozzarella Sticks in the background, taking out a mill, the original mill of Insanitarium, and it doesn't have any farms on it, unfortunately, so his army is now caught back here.
Oh no.
And in comes Insanitarium's entire army to wipe out any green on the map. And now Mozzarella Sticks, with only 3 farms, does have a little bit pounding away there, but the whole army of Insanitarium is going to come back through here, taken out very quickly. And Mozzarella Sticks needs to sell some stuff.
Good.
Yeah.
It's not looking too good for Mozzarella. And so CJ's just looks like he's gonna push forward, but he's not. He's just waiting for now. There's no rush, I guess.
Yeah, he's got this game under control, definitely. Mozzarella Sticks doing some last-minute scouting, seeing that there. Can't quite burrow back, he's in the range of that pig, unfortunately, so he's just gonna die there. CJ's starting to...
Looks like he's grouping up his squirrels here. He's gonna push in.
Yeah, there we go. Sniper Balloon is doomed. The rest of the squirrels haven't even rallied yet, still sitting on their warrens there. And the massive ball of red is just gonna sweep through the space here. 4 falcons on the field.
Dying. Look at these.
Look, as soon as anything takes damage, 3 pigeons just immediately leap on it. And there we go. CJ